Hello friends, welcome to yet another video presentation by Ielts Nepal. We've been making videos for students taking Ielts or those preparing for Ielts in our country. And like in all of our previous videos, I'm going to talk about something new today. First of all, I want you to have a look at this sentence on your screen. There are less vehicles in villages than in cities. What's wrong there? Think about that while I come with my explanation a little later, right? Yeah, friends, I'm RP Sharma. In today's video, I'm going to talk about making comparisons in English with the words fewer and less. Making comparisons is important for IELTS students, especially those who are taking the academic module and when they are taking their writing test, writing task 1 test. And that can also be of use in speaking if you ever have to compare things. All right, so let's get going. So this is the sentence that I wanted you to take first of all and find a mistake with that. Could you find anything? Let me tell you. There should be fewer instead of less. Okay, there are fewer vehicles in villages than in cities. Why? Because vehicles are countable and we use fewer with countable nouns and less with uncountable nouns when we are making comparisons. So when do we use less? Then less often modifies uncountable, abstract, and collective nouns. Have a look at the examples on your screen. Less water, less money, less information, less time, less sugar, less milk. They are all uncountable nouns, so they will require less for comparison. Harm, respect, clarity, and words like those which are abstract nouns also take less when we have to use a comparative language. And collective nouns, crowd and number. Crowd is taken as a singular collective noun. Number also refers to a group of something. So that will also require less to compare. Okay, so let's have a look at some examples with the word less there. The number of trees is less in cities than in villages. Now we're talking about the number, which is a collective noun. We are not talking about trees. Okay, for that we have to use less. But look at the second sentence. Cities have fewer trees than villages because trees are countable. We have less spare time than our grandparents had. Okay, if you are comparing your grandparents' time with that of yours, you can use a sentence like that. Okay? Less time. Time is uncountable in English. Remember, you can count hours and minutes, but time is uncountable in English. Dishonest people get less respect than honest ones. Respect is an abstract noun, so that will take less. So, do you have any idea about where to use fewer now? Think about that for some time while I take a very short break. Well, friends, could you think of some sentences or situations where you can use fewer than? Let's have a look. Fewer is a word that modifies countable plural nouns. Remember, countable and plural nouns. For example, fewer people, fewer houses, fewer men or women, fewer buses, fewer students, fewer children, fewer jobs, fewer problems. So when you are using fewer, it must be followed by a plural noun. Okay? Have a look at some examples. Fewer men. See that men is plural here and also countable. So fewer men work in kitchens than women. Students in universities are fewer. We're talking about students, so we'll take fewer, countable. All right, fewer students in universities than in schools. Developed nations have fewer problems. Yes, problems are countable, so fewer problems. So I hope things are clear to you about using less and fewer. What more? Okay, let's talk about the word more now. More is also a word you use to compare things. The word more is the opposite of both fewer and less. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's the opposite of both and can be used without any discrimination whatsoever. That is, you don't have to think about countable or uncountable nouns when you are talking about more. Okay, you're using more in your sentence. So, more money, money is uncountable, still it takes more. More trees, trees are countable, still more. More respect, more crowd, more people, more harm, more information, more students, etc. All. So if you are not very comfortable using less or fewer, try using more and make sure your sentence is correct. No. Let's have a look at some more examples with more. Internet generally provides more information. So it doesn't become more informations because information is singular and uncountable. Okay? More information than a newspaper does. But then in house, it becomes houses, and you need to take a plural verb. There are more houses in cities now than in the past. There is more crowd. Now crowd is singular, uncountable, so it will take a singular verb like is. But if you're talking about people, which is plural, you will have to use the verb accordingly. There are more people. All right, I hope things are clear to you now about making comparisons, and I'm sure that's going to be of great use for you in your IELTS test. So friends, I believe you can comfortably use less and fewer in your sentences now. If you have any confusion, please go back to my video and watch that again. That will mean that you will need less time to understand that, and you will have fewer problems. But that's a good mnemonic to use. Less time and fewer problems. All right? Okay, I'm saying bye-bye for now. Thank you very much for your time.